Hey there, Angular enthusiasts. Are you tired of complexities and challenges that come with integrating external APIs into your Angular 17 projects? Do you wish there was a more streamlined, efficient way to bring powerful, diverse functionalities to your applications? Well, you are in for a treat. Today, I am going to show you how to revolutionize your development process using RapidAPI with Angular 17. Say goodbye to integration headaches and hello to seamless, effective solutions. I am Ayazafar, a seasoned web developer and passionate Angular advocate. Over the past few years, I have been exploring and mastering the art of building robust, dynamic web applications using Angular. Today, I am here to share my insights and experience to help you master this powerful combination of Angular 17 and RapidAPI. Let's dive in. As we embark on this journey, let's first demystify what RapidAPI truly is. Imagine this, a massive library at your fingertips offering thousands of APIs from all around the world. That's RapidAPI for you, the world's largest API marketplace where the developers can find, connect to, and manage APIs from a single platform. But why is this a game changer in modern web development, especially for Angular developers like us? Well, RapidAPI simplifies the way we integrate diverse functionalities into our apps. From weather forecasting to payment processing, it has APIs for almost everything. The key benefits? Well, you get centralized access to multiple APIs, standardized API key management, and uniform API interfaces. This means as an Angular developer, you can focus more on building great features rather than getting bogged down by API complexities. Let's talk about real-world application. Imagine you are building an e-commerce platform. You need to integrate a payment gateway, fetch product details, manage shipping, and maybe even translate the content for international users. Instead of individually wrestling with each API, you go to the RapidAPI, you find and integrate API like Stripe for payments, a shipping API, and even Google Translate all through one unified platform. Or picture a news aggregator app. Through RapidAPI, you can access various news APIs, aggregate the content, and present it in a personalized manner to your users. The beauty lies in how RapidAPI streamlines these processes, making it easier to fetch data from multiple sources and integrate a third-party services efficiently in your Angular applications. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. With RapidAPI's extensive library, the possibilities are endless. Whether you are a beginner or a pro, it opens up a world of opportunities to enhance your Angular projects. Now, before we dive into the integration part, let's brush up on Angular 17. This latest version of Angular comes with a host of new features and improvements that make our lives as developers easier. Angular 17 continues to focus on performance, improved tooling, and enabling us to build more efficient applications. Let's set up our Angular environment. First, you will need to have Node.js installed on your system. Angular 17 requires Node.js version 12 or later. Once you have got that sorted, installing Angular 17 is a breeze. Just open your terminal or command prompt and then type npm install -g @angular/CLI. This command installs Angular CLI globally on your machine. Now let's create a new Angular project. For that, simply run this command ng new your project name and press enter. You can replace the project name word with your desired project name and navigate to your project folder by using simply the cd command cd project name. Once you are inside of your project folder, you can open that project in the editor. I'm using VS Code, so you can simply use this command if it is working for you. If it is not working, you can still open VS Code and drag and drop your folder in your VS Code. And there you have it. You have set up a new Angular 17 project. A quick tip, always make sure your Angular CLI version is updated to avoid any compatibility issues. You can update it using this command npm update -g Angular CLI. Or I also have made a detailed video on my YouTube channel that how you can upgrade your Angular version to the latest one. Now that our environment is ready, we can start focusing on exciting part, integrating APIs using RapidAPI. Alright, it's time to bring RapidAPI into our Angular world. First things first, you will need a RapidAPI account. Head over to RapidAPI's website and sign up for free. It's a straightforward process, just your basic sign up form. So I will also create an account in front of you because I don't have account with this Gmail that I have created. So I will just do it in front of you. So there are two ways. Either you can use your Gmail account, or you can sign up with the GitHub, or you can sign up with the Facebook, or you can manually enter the details. So I will just use the Google account. Okay. Once it is done, it will ask you a few questions. You can just quickly fill them, like I asked, how many experience do you have? How do you plan to use RapidAPI? You can select whatever suits you, and you can mention the title. Okay, just click on the submit button and your account will be ready. Alright, we are logged in. Once you are in, you will see the RapidAPI marketplace. This is where the magic happens. Here you can browse through thousands of APIs across various categories. For our tutorial, let's pick a simple yet popular one. For instance, the Open Weather Map API. That is perfect for fetching real-time weather data. So you can just search for it in the marketplace and subscribe to it, like this button. Most APIs offer a free basic plan, ideal for testing and development purposes. So like it has the basic free version where you can click on the subscribe to test, and you will be able to test it free of cost. So you can also look at the pricing section where you can see the limits and the cost for the paid versions. Okay, we will be using the free one. So I am going to quickly subscribe to it for testing. I will click on the subscribe for the basic, that is free. It has the request limit 150 per month and 1000 requests per hour. So let's click on that and click on subscribe. If you are going to select a paid one, obviously you will have to specify the credit card details and things like that. Alright, now let's go back to the endpoints, and now let's integrate this API into our Angular project. First, open your Angular project in your favorite code editor. We need to install the HTTP client module if it is not already there. So you need to add the HTTP client module in your app.module.ts. But if you are using the standalone components, then you may not have the HTTP, will not have the app module. So you can directly import it in your app component imports array. Okay, so now let's quickly open the VS Code and open the app component.ts. Let me get rid of some old changes. Okay, now here in the imports array, you will again add the HTTP client module. All right, after that we will create a service for our API calls. So in your terminal, simply type the command ng generate service and the name of the service. I'm going to use the name weather. So this creates a weather service. Now in your weather service.ts file, inject the HTTP client. So earlier we used to inject with the help of constructor, but now you can inject with another function, that is inject. So let's use that. Okay, so you see that the inject function has been imported. Simply pass it the service class that you want to inject. As we want to inject HTTP client, so this would be injected in this way. So then let's define a method to fetch weather data. So I will use get weather function name, and in the get method I will use the RapidAPI URL, and in the second parameter we need to pass an object so that we could pass the custom headers. So in the header I want to create a custom header that would be x dash RapidAPI dash key. Okay, this could be any key. I will add my own API key that we will get from the RapidAPI website. So you need to replace the RapidAPI URL with the correct URL with the actual endpoint URL from the RapidAPI, and your API key with your own key from the Open Weather Map API. So now let's head over to the RapidAPI website, and here you will find all of the information. So like you have the URL that you want to use, so we need to use the RapidAPI So on the right side, you will see the exact thing that you need. So you can simply select this URL and copy paste it here. All right. So here you have different options that you can select. It will give you the ready-made code to use. So it has a lot of ready-made code like C, HTTP, Java, Kotlin, Node.js, PHP, etc. So as we are using the Angular, so you can simply go to the JavaScript. So obviously we are using a different method because this is Angular. So we just need to get an idea. So we need to get the URL, okay, and we need to add the API key like this, and then we need to add the RapidAPI host. In this would be an additional header. Okay, so we have a required parameter city that would be added as the query string variable. So by default it has added something. By the way, you can test it from here as well, like whatever you will type here, it will be reflected here. Okay, just search for it, click on the test endpoint, and it will show you the results on the right side. Here you can see all of the results that came back from this API. You can see all of the details. It is telling you that this is the temperature, this is the humidity, this is the feels like temperature, and things like that. So this has a lot of information that you can use in your application. So now as we have tested, we can now try it with our actual Angular application. So here, instead of hard coding the city name, we will get it from the parameter. Okay, and here I will concatenate it with the city. All right. Handling the API responses is crucial. In our weather service, after calling the get weathers, we need to subscribe to it in your component. So let's go back to our component, and here I will inject my weather service. So again, I will use the inject function. Make sure to import the weather service. Okay, now I will create a property weather data is equal to, by default you can keep it empty, and we will create an input as well in the HTML. So here input type text, and I will have the ng model with the city name, and the name would be city as well. In order to use the ng model, we need to import the forms module in our imports array. Okay, now we need to define this city input city property. So let's do that. By default it is the empty city. So now I will add a submit button as well. So as soon as you click on that, it will get the weather and it will display the weather in the form of JSON. So I'm using the JSON pipe just to display the data in raw. Now let's go ahead and define this function. And now we will use the get weather function from our weather service. We passed the city and we subscribe to it, and I got the data. I have set the response to the weather data. So now let's give it a quick try. Let's go back to our Angular project. I guess I need to run this project first. ng serve. Okay, now reload it, and something is wrong. So I can see this error, no provider for the HTTP client. Okay, so let's see what's wrong here. So we have imported the HTTP client module here, but that did not work. So I'm just going to remove it, and we will add it from the app config. So there is another way that will make this service available globally in your application. For that, I will add provide HTTP client. That's it. Okay, you don't have to do anything else. Now you can see we don't have any error, and we have null here. Let me add it in a separate line. For that, I will wrap it in the div, and we will use a pre tag to make it look good maybe, and use the code tag as well. Okay, let me add some style here. Height 100 pixels maybe, and border 1 pixel solid. Okay, also here I will change the design here. Right now I'm using display flex direction should be column. All right, also I need some gap 20 pixels. Okay, perfect. Now let's add a city name, New York, and click on the get weather and go to the network. You will see the request. Okay, so we got the data, but now it is overflowing because we have fixed the height. We can set a minimum height here so that it could grow itself automatically. Okay, so you can get other city names as well, maybe US city, famous cities. So let's say you want to try Austin, type the word Austin and get weather. Okay, you can see it has the details, clear sky and other information as well. You can see the country ID as well. So other than that, I would recommend you to catch the errors from this subscribe. So for that, I will cut this callback function from here and I will pass the object, and we will have the next property and the error property. That both of these are functions. So if there is an error, then it will show the error in the console. So with the help of this, we will catch the errors and respond to any issues like network errors or API limits. For parsing data, you can create interfaces to model your API responses for type safety and easier data manipulation. For example, here you can create an interface like this: interface weather response, and get the data. Okay, so this the shape of our interface should look like this. So you can just paste it, and I will just fix it to make it proper interface. Like base should be string, cloud should be number. Okay, let me copy the word number so that I could copy paste it several times to save my time. Okay, so for the ID, it is also number, and this is an array of objects. So here I can say like this, and here you can add a type: string for description, string for icon, number for this, number for degree, number for speed, and string for main. Okay, so after we have created the interface, you can use it in your service to type your response data, making your application more robust and maintainable. So like you can just move it from here into your service instead, so that you could use it globally. So add it here, copy the weather response, and here you can define a generic type and give it the weather response. Okay, now I will show you when you will start to access something from data. It will show you all of the suggestions. If you have defined the type, then you should in the service, then you don't need to add any here because you have the type. Okay, here you can add any if you want, or you can use the same interface. Like you can export it like this, and then you can import it here to get the correct type in the weather data. Okay, and make it optional. Alright, now here if you use data dot, you will get all of the possible values in that object. So for example, let's go to the HTML, and if you want to access something specific, you can see all of the possible things here. You can just click on the weather, and let's add the New York again. Click on the get weather, and you will get only that part. But if you just want description, simple type .d. Actually, this is an array, so you can get from the 0 index if you want to, and dot description. So you can see how easy it has become because of the type suggestion, because we have the interface. It is also saying that it is possibly undefined because there can be the length can be 0 as well for that array. So here you can simply use this dot 0. Okay, now let's try it. So we have got the 0, got the data from the 0 index. Okay, now you can access a specific property as well. It will give you the suggestion. Okay, here we have it, folks. We have just explored the dynamic duo of RapidAPI and Angular 17. To recap, we started by understanding what RapidAPI is and its vital role in modern web development. We dove into benefits it offers, especially when it comes to simplifying API integration in your Angular projects. Then we walked through setting up an Angular 17 environment, highlighting some key features of this latest Angular version that make it powerhouse of API integrations. Following that, we got our hands dirty by actually integrating the OpenWeatherMap API from RapidAPI into our Angular app, covering everything from fetching data, handling responses and errors. The ease and efficiency of using RapidAPI with Angular 17 can truly elevate your development process, opening up a world of possibilities for your application. applications. Now it's your turn to experiment and explore. I encourage you to try integrating a different API using RapidAPI in your next Angular project. See how it transforms your development experience. And if you found this tutorial helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and drop your questions or experiences in the comments section below. Your feedback not only supports the channel but also helps shape future content that you want to see. Thanks for watching Ayaz Tech. Our mission is to empower developers like you with the knowledge and skills to build incredible projects. For more tutorials, tips, and tech insights, check out our playlist right here. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest content. And if you are looking for more in-depth learning, visit our website or join our community on Discord or WhatsApp. I have provided the links in the description below. Stay curious, keep coding, and see you in the next video.